So a good place to start, I guess, would be how you yourself, stroke Quantum, have seen the channel evolve from, I guess, the traditional model where hardware and software was sold and support services may be delivered afterwards, to where that model still holds to a certain extent, but obviously it's been joined by software as a service, the cloud managed services. So yeah, just thoughts as to how you've seen that evolution.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I've been in the channel quite some time, and I've seen things evolve over the last number of years, really in the last 3, 4 at an accelerated pace, where resellers, partners in the IT community, what they need to be able to do is work with their customers to drive better business outcomes. And they need to be very sensitive to what customers are doing and how they're consuming IT and delivering services out to their constituents, whether it be the internal stakeholders or in fact their customers. So the partners that we work with have been on a bit of an evolution where in the past, it was a typical buy-resell relationship where resellers would sell hardware, they would sell software, and it was a one-time transaction or point in time. Now the partner community is working with their customers to understand how those customers are in fact consuming IT, what in fact is that they're doing. And those who are being successful are working on the integration, on the business outcomes, on those workflows for those customers, and taking things into account from a total integration perspective. So they're partnering much closer with their customers versus just a one-time transactional sale.
And in terms, without sort of naming and shaming, in terms of how companies are embracing that new sort of ideal, do you think most companies have got to grips with that, or do you sense there are some that are still maybe struggling to abandon that traditional one-off sale where they get paid for it and walk away, as opposed to the recurring revenue model?
Well, that's how to look at it. There's always going to be, on a certain sector of the market, some transactional business, right, where customers know what they need and they just buy what they need and they can install it themselves, or things like that. But by and large, I believe that most partners recognize the need, and there have been early adopters, and I really started to see this probably about 7 or 8 years ago, and it's really been an evolution. There has been this transformation that's needed to take place because the economics of the sale have changed, where in the past you would have a one transaction, profit driven from that. But now, as things have gone more to a consumption model in a lot of cases, where you look at subscription, some software subscriptions that take place over time, subscription of services over time. So that recurring revenue model has been a big transition for a lot of partners to be able to make that investment. Those that get it have done very, very well. And again, there have been early adopters and those that are very successful. There will always be a certain transactional nature of the business for some technologies. But I would think by and large, the partner community today understands that customers work in a multifaceted world, where there's always going to be some on-prem, there's going to be some in the cloud. You're never going to have 100% you're never going to have 100% in the cloud type solution. There's always going to be some element of on-prem as well. So the partners that understand this hybrid environment and the dynamics of that new economy have embraced it and are doing very, very well with it.
Okay, and just as a matter of interest, is the type of sort of channel partner, reseller, system integrator, and the like, has the type of those organizations that Quantum works with changed much? I mean, have you had to sort of rebuild your channel, or have you managed to sort of keep most of those companies, as you say, because they've recognized the need to change and you have sort of watched them change and therefore, stayed alongside them?
Well, yeah, I mean, nothing is constant, right? Nothing remains constant. We deal in a world of continual and constant change. So yeah, absolutely. A lot of partners have gone on that evolution and are emerging and evolving, no question about it. But again, what we do though is we look at the role that partners play in delivering these solutions. And it absolutely has changed in some instances, where there are a lot of partners today that are more based purely around consultancy services versus some of the transactional nature of the business. So we're evolving with that, and we're constantly looking for who are the partners that are adding the value, that are delivering better business outcomes for their partners. So we need to be sensitive to that. And so, we evolve as well, and we look for those partners who are leading and emerging, and want to bring them into the fold. Again, you've got to take a look at the market of how customers are consuming IT. And if you take a look at the hyperscalers, by example, what role does AWS, Google, Azure, et cetera, what role do they play with those customers, and how do you integrate that into that ecosystem? And some of those skill sets have not existed in the traditional reseller base. More resellers are getting a lot of those skills and they're investing, but there are a lot of partners that are, say, born in the cloud. And so we need to be able to work with those as well.
Okay, and in terms of the ways you can sort of help the channel to evolve, clearly your history is in, developing, selling. I've been involved in the storage industry 20 years at least, I think, and I think Quantum's a name that I remember from those early days. So, but obviously you once upon a time sold just hardware and software solutions, but you have now evolved, so you yourselves offer software as a service, managed storage services as well, so that your channel partners can offer that alongside the traditional products.
Yeah, you need to be able to look at your portfolio and how customers are consuming or using your technology in their environments. You need to, continually iterate your portfolio. You need to look for those value creation points, and you have to look at how customers are consuming and buying. So as a result of that, you need to take a look at the products that you have and how they're going to evolve. So by example, moving from perpetual-based licensing models to software and emerging those to subscription-based licensing models. And that's been going on in the industry for some time. We're making those investments in that evolution. How do you deliver that software? Is it shrink wrap, or is it through ESD, electronic software download? How are those things integrated? We continue to make those investments as the market emerges, so that the buying experience and the user experience with our solutions is world-class, leading class as well, so that the customers get maximum value, but also so that the partner community can deploy and service these solutions into those customers' environments in a scalable and predictable manner.
And in terms of the way the market's going, and maybe looking a bit into the future, the hybrid IT model seems to be pretty well established and accepted. So we've got on-prem and cloud and managed services. Maybe they've got their on-prem data centers as well to house some of that, and also using colo, and as you say, so that maybe the hyperscalers and stuff. So how do you see the channel's role evolving to reflect that? I know obviously something might happen in 6 months' time that turns everything on its head, but assuming things sort of carry on as they are, do you think the channel's role becomes more important, or are they going to be marginalized as more cloud and managed services people kind of try and do stuff for themselves rather than go through the channel? Any thoughts?
I actually see the channel playing an even more enhanced role, because they have the expertise, they have the skill set, and they understand the environment. Meaning, again, we live in this hybrid world, and things are rarely, if ever, 100% cloud. Things are no longer 100% on-prem. What you need to be able to do is to bring those worlds together, to be able to maximize the investment and extract the most amount of value out of the solutions that are being delivered. You need to be agile, you need to be nimble, but you also have to be forward thinking, because we don't know what's going to happen a year from now, 24 months from now. So the partner community that invests in the technology and invests in the skill set, they are the leading purveyors of the technology that are delivering their skill set and bringing it all together for customers, right? So I see the value of the channel enhancing significantly because of the skill set they deliver. As I said earlier, it's no longer just a buy-resell relationship. Partners have emerged to become trusted advisors to their customers, where they're not only deploying these solutions, but they're standing them up. They're looking at the workflows. They're looking at how their customers are consuming technology to deliver the best outcomes, again, to their constituents, right? So partners that understand that have that skill set, have unbelievable value to their customers. And I see them being more and more and more important in the future. So, to answer your question simply, the role of partners is only getting bigger and more relevant going forward in my mind.
Okay, and maybe just before we finish, I see Quantum, you fairly recently launched the H4000 series of storage appliances. Can you just give us a sort of high-level view of what that is? what need it is designed to meet, I guess. Yeah.
This is really exciting. I mean, this is a new product that we've introduced, and it's designed to make customers' experience using our products easier and more scalable. So the H4000 is a high-performance storage appliance for hosting the StorNext file system. So it delivers a simplified user experience, because what we've done is we've converged components into a compact 2U server that eliminates a lot of networking complexity and administration, and it ultimately delivers a dramatically simplified StorNext user experience. So what this product does, it simplifies that experience for customers. It makes the product more usable. And again, it's what I said earlier. It's about enhancing the customer's user experience with your technology to make things predictable and scalable and deliver better business outcomes. When you think about the complexity of a lot of the products that have existed in the market, what do you got to do to stand them up, to install them, to make them work in the workflow so that you're getting the maximum ROI? So by converging onto the H4000 a number of different technologies, that user experience is enhanced dramatically. So you'll drive quicker and better return on investment for customers. So to me, it's super exciting, the investments that we're making in technology. And I'm really pleased to see what we're doing with the H4000. And I think you're going to see some tremendous success with it in the market.
I was going to say, I mean, presumably you had some in beta tests and stuff. Is it too early to say how it's been received, or the feedback's been good so far?
It's been released in beta testing. Customer user experiences have been very, very positive. Look, it's early days, with the product, but based on the value prop and the design principles of what the product is, our expectations are high. And I know there's going to be tremendous adoption of the product. And again, the feedback so far has been absolutely fantastic because of the business value that it's delivering.
Okay, that's great. It's been good to chat to you. So James, thanks very much for your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And again, I just want to remind everybody that Quantum is a 100% channel company. We're committed to the channel success. And any partners that have not checked us out should go to the Quantum webpage, quantumalliance.com, and check out our partner program. Our partners, we're committed to the channel. Our mission is our partner success is frankly our mission. So if partners haven't checked us out, I'd encourage them to do so.
Okay, well, that's great. Thanks again. Thanks, Jim.
You bet. Thank you.